Oh, yeah, the ACLU, they're real terrorists. I may not like them promoting abortion. I may not like the fact that they won't defend the Second Amendment. They're certainly progressive socialist types. But the ACLU are not terrorists. In fact, they've got some good branches and some good members, and some good work is done by them. And the ACLU is what we make it. And the ACLU has fought the Patriot Act and all the rest of it, and they're standing up against the airport grope downs. Well, what happens to them? On Thursday, we reported on a Florida fusion center snooping on Ron Paul and Campaign for Liberty. Now we discover a fusion center in Tennessee has put the ACLU on a terror list as terrorist. The Chattanooga Free Press reported that Tennessee anti-terrorism officials, not servants, officials, placed the legislative lobbying organization on an internet map detailing terrorism entities and other suspicious activity. And the group warned schools to ensure holiday celebrations are inclusive. Got to watch out about that. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. We've got bombshell intel on Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. Barack Obama, the birth certificate.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Folks, you've heard us talk about Home Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. Home Gain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to HomeGain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HomeGain150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a Home Gain agent. Share the Home Gain 150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the Home Gain Gorilla, to find out more about how Home Gain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying or selling a house. That's HomeGain150.com.
We now take you live
To the Central Texas Command Center.
in the heart of the resistance. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Before I go to attorney Phil Berg and doctor of history, Webster Tarpley, expert on Barack Hussein Obama, real name Barry Soetoro, with big developments on the birth certificate issue, huge developments. And before they leave us, we'll play part of a Chris Matthews clip from just yesterday. I was covering Tennessee Fusion Center puts ACLU on terror list, and they put them on the list for telling schools to make the holiday season inclusive. Now, that's political manipulation. They know in the polls, and I've seen national polls of above 75% outraged by banning Christmas, banning red and green in schools. That's going on. So they do little politically correct things that are seen as politically correct by conservatives to make it look legitimate. Meanwhile, they're spying on Ron Paul, liberals. They spy on everybody. That's how this political correctness works. So I just wanted to add that final point. You know, that sounds reasonable to conservatives. Yeah, the ACLU are terrorists. They want to restrict Christmas. This is all part of a psyop. Now, and we've got Mike Adams coming up for 30 minutes in the next hour. Then Porter Stansberry on the fact that the dollar is moving towards losing its world reserve currency status. We've got former top Dallas Cowboy lineman Mark Stepnoski and an engineer coming on to talk about new 9/11 truth developments and an operation they're launching. So it'll be that news will be broken here coming up in the last hour today. In fact, maybe I should play that Chris Matthews clip now. Do we have that queued up? I want to play a few minutes of this, and then we'll go to Tarpley and Berg together to get their take on what this signifies. I've got my take. I'm going to give it first here briefly. But this is Chris Matthews recently talking about this new governor, and now the governor, Democrat Neil Abercrombie, has vowed to release the birth certificate. So that's the new development. And the big change here is the full clip's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. It's about 8 minutes long. We're just going to play a minute or two. Several times, Matthews says, could you get in the CIA with just a receipt of birth certificate? They finally admitted that it's a receipt, not the birth certificate, not the blueprint, not the photostat, not the one with the signatures and the feet print like all of us have. It's a receipt of it, okay? And you can't get in the FBI with one of those. You can't get in the CIA with one of those. You certainly can't be president with one of those. And it's the Constitution. Now, I don't know if he was really born in Kenya or not. The evidence shows he was. But I know he gave up his citizenship in Indonesia and became Barry Soetoro. And then now there's another name we find out about. So that right there under law means you can't be president. But I'm about to go to both these men briefly for the rest of the hour. But here is the clip of them basically panicking. Some polls show 60%, some 50%. The poll they cite's only 20-something%. Don't believe he's really an American or natural born. So here they are going from stonewalling for over 2 years and saying, you've got the birth certificate. Saying we're liars, saying we're kooks, saying the full birth certificate's been released, to now saying, release the stupid thing, something we've always been saying. This is a big deal. Here it is.
Is this going to help if we get more documentation? And second question, why has the president himself not demanded that they put out the initial documents already?
The president's got more important things to do. Thank goodness that he's more focused on that. Governor Abercrombie himself says that and points out that it is he, the governor, who's bringing this issue up.
All right, pause for just a second. I'm going to finish the clip. You can make a phone call and write a letter, and in about a month, a copy of your original birth certificate comes. I know, because I lost mine once and had to get it. Okay? And they don't take a receipt of a birth certificate to get a new passport or driver's license. They want the original. Okay? Or to get in school, they want the original. So he was too busy to have one of his thousands of employees get it. And this has been an issue even during the campaign. Huge issue. He just has got more important things. Let's continue.
He saw Obama as a baby, and he is tired of people literally lambasting Obama's parents for no good reason. And so he wants to try to put this to rest. Of course, it won't work because the birthers aren't interested in evidence that Obama was born a U.S. citizen. They only want to hear evidence that he was not. And that's not going to happen.
Well, what about going to that 20% or 23% we showed in the New York Times poll that doesn't know? They just want evidence. Is that a group that has a right to get more documentation? And would Abercrombie's position here be the right one? David?
Well, listen, there's enough evidence out there already. There's the certificate that you're holding up, but perhaps even more importantly, there are 2 birth announcements in Honolulu newspapers. Imagine the conspiratorial mind that would have to, at the time of his birth, it was in 1961, plant those things so that one day he could become president of the United States. So there's already plenty of information out there.
Not become president of the U.S. This is routine. Get the kid back in the country, falsify that he was born here so he could be a natural born and get all those benefits. And more than half the family are on record being CIA and big foundation operatives. And then finally, I'm not going to play the whole clip because we're running out of time here, but Matthews goes on and says, well, you couldn't get in the CIA with this receipt, you know, and he holds up a copy of his that is the photostat and says, we need to see this. So I want to bring up Phil Berg and Webster Tarpley. Phil Berg, going back 2.5 years, he was the first to really question things. Tarpley looked into it, began questioning it, has written books on the subject. And this whole thing is very, very suspicious. But briefly from both of you, a 2-minute statement from you, Phil Berg, attorney at law, on what you think this signifies, then a 2-minute statement from Tarpley on this, and then I've got other questions.
Sure, thanks. It's Phil Berg. I appreciate it. I filed my first lawsuit August 21st, 2008, before he was even nominated at the Democratic National Committee. And I sued Obama and the Democratic National Committee, but they were cohorts together. I think the significance of this, first off, I agree with you. The birth certificate issue is really not the issue because he was adopted in Indonesia, and whatever citizenship he had in the United States, he lost at that time. He could have renewed it between the ages of 18 and 21. There's no evidence he ever did. There's no evidence he ever changed his name. I believe his legal name was Barry Sotoro. Where you can use an alias, you can use an alias, but not for fraudulent purposes, and that's what he's doing.
And that's why everything's so sealed.
Right, and I think the significance with Chris Matthews saying it, I think he's falling into a trap, which is wonderful. I think Abercrombie really believes that Obama was born in Hawaii, and he wants records released, and he's going to have a rude awakening. You don't see Obama just saying, okay, I'll release it, because up until one point, they only said out there, we looked at his vital records. They never said we looked at his birth certificate. And I think the significance of that is that I think they have the Kenya birth certificate locked up there in Hawaii, which they perhaps did when they got a short form or the document, like the document they produced. It's outrageous, but I think now it's coming our way. More and more people are coming our way. Obama's dropping in the polls. His real name is Sotoro. I have one case significant still going. We just need to raise the money for it to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Well, we have the school records that it's Sotoro, and you were laughed at 2 years ago about that. Now it's all over the news. They've been trying to psychologically inoculate people to this now. Just a year ago, we were kooks. Now it's, oh, his name is Barry Sotoro. He did worship at the Muslim mosque. His mother didn't like it, but he said, I'm a Muslim. You know, that's, and I'm not saying it's bad that he's a Muslim. The point is he lied about it. Now all of that's coming out in the newspapers, but they're spinning it like it's cute and sweet. Let's get Tarpley's take on that.
Well, thank you, Alex. I think the big issue behind all of this is the blackmail of Obama, that whatever you think about this one way or the other, it's clear that he is blackmailed, that he cannot produce a birth certificate for whatever reason.
They won't release high school, college. They seal it all. They act like it's...
Quite right. But especially on this constitutional issue of the natural-born citizen, it seems to me that there's a cartel. Foreign intelligence agencies, you can just go through a list of countries, maybe groups in the Pentagon, certainly groups in Wall Street, are blackmailing Obama to kingdom come.